Ah, yes. Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. The show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, but you can call me the Black Butcher, and across from me is the fruit of my pork loins. You know him as Captain Philip Rest Assured. Good evening.
Good evening, my captain.
Good evening to you, my captain.
I'm glad you didn't call me a pork butt.
Oh, no.
No, I like it. I'll eat a pork butt, but I don't want to be called a pork butt.
Would you ever pork a butt?
I've porked a butt or two.
Butt or two? Slap some butter or two on that?
Yeah. It's a lot cheaper than that KY stuff. That stuff's expensive.
And you're not even really supposed to eat it.
Well, and then that stuff like lingers for like 2 or 3 days. Like you can't get it off of you. Like, you know, the person can't get it out of there.
So you take advantage of it for the next few days.
Right.
It's for internal use only.
I know why they always say that. You know, not for external use only, but I mean, you're gonna have to put it. It's gonna be internal. That's the whole.
You got to put it somewhere, right?
That's the whole point of it, is to be internal.
Yeah, it's kind of like cotton swabs, right? They say don't stick them in your ear. It's like that's the only thing anyone is doing with them ever.
Right.
They're always going in the ears.
Yep.
Why would you say not to do that? Well, how do people expect you to clean your ears?
Well, I think they used to didn't know it wasn't okay, and now like we had this discussion actually yesterday. Molly's like, Eli can't hear anything. I was like, well, that's just a kid saying "huh" all the time, just to say "huh." But he's had the TV up real loud and stuff, and I was like, I just got a bunch of wax in his ears. Why don't you clean them out? She's like, well, you're not supposed to put Q-tips in their ears. I was like, well, then what are you going to do with them? Right. So,
our body does things, and it knows best, I assume. So I guess
Body Knows Best. Great show. I don't know why it didn't last more than one episode.
What was that on?
Huh?
What channel?
Discovery.
Yeah, great channel. But you would think that if the ear is supposed to fill up with wax, we're supposed to let it or not? What were the cavemen doing? Sticking like sticks in there with ants on them?
Oh, I don't think they were taking care of their hygiene at all. Look at their teeth.
Oh, that's true.
I use Q-tips a lot because I listen to headphones all day in a shop, and so I build up a lot of wax because that's your ear trying to protect your eardrums by producing the wax.
Right.
And
so you're always cleaning your ears with a Q-tip, even though it says directly in the box not to.
I don't know. Do you do this? Like when you use them, do you cough? Every time I use a Q-tip, I cough.
It's like ear gagging, right?
Yeah.
It's like if someone stuck a dick in your ear and you started gagging that. It's like saying it's like a cotton ball.
Yep. Cock and balls.
That'd be a great brand of cotton balls, wouldn't it? The cock and balls, cotton balls?
Right. We are starting season 14 of Couch Pilots today.
So many people said...
You'll never make it past...
You never make it.
At all.
It couldn't be done. It
this
shouldn't
is a
be
stupid
done.
idea.
Yeah.
You guys are going to basically just make yourselves miserable.
By episode 10, you'll be choking each other to death.
Right.
I would say... that we're probably more in love than ever before.
Oh, I think our relationship gets stronger with each season.
We don't ever fight.
No, I don't think we ever do.
No, we never have a fight.
What do you think that is?
It's mutual respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't respect me, apparently.
No. I have no self-respect.
Oh, well, that's where I come in. I respect you, and I fill those respect gaps that you leave. And then
I got respect gaps?
Yeah. RESPCTGAPS. That's all right. Find out what it means, CS. But this season is a little different. We were first few seasons were like focusing on decades, and then we got to like the current time. We said let's jump around a little bit, just like Cypress Hill once said, or House of Pain. I should say.
Yeah, they're going to jump up, get down. I was going to let it go, let it go, but then I couldn't.
Oh, I appreciate that. So what we decided is like let's do something a little different this season. Let's watch a full season of only cartoon shows that didn't make it. The requirements are the same, but we're gonna specifically focus on cartoons. So maybe there are 4 pillars this season.
Oh yeah, that could be 14th season, 4 pillars. It all stems from a conversation we had probably about 5 weeks ago, where I said, "Hey, why don't we do cartoons anymore?" And you said, "Because you hate them." And I said, "Let's do a whole 10 of them."
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there. I have a lot to choose from in the cartoon field, but you always said I don't like cartoons. I don't watch them. I don't care for them. So I was like, I try to stay away from them.
It was just like the nerdy, like Marvel ones.
Well, you got some real pain coming then.
Postpone the pain.
Post Malone the pain. That's what I always say.
Exactly.
Cartoons I think all of us have a soft spot and it's not just like a cancerous soft spot. I mean, emotional,
Sure.
soft spot where you grow up and you have these cartoons that influenced you or you gravitate towards. Do you have that?
Oh yeah, I think everybody grows up watching cartoons. Rich, poor, black, white, it doesn't matter. Everybody watches cartoons as a child.
Right. And you are poor white.
Oh, very much poor white.
Okay, so poor white. What did you watch when you were growing up?
Well, I remember watching G.I. Joe.
Great American Hero.
Yes, he was fighting Cobra and Destro.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one was it Voltron, where the things all came together to build one big robot. And
Yeah.
I remember watching a lot of Voltron, not the new one, the original.
Okay.
And then what was the one where they were always racing? Not Speed Racer, but all the cartoon characters would race.
I can't remember what it was called, but it was like all the Hanna-Barbera characters.
And they were always racing. Every week, every episode, they were racing somewhere.
Like the kooky races or something like that. Or the weird, wacky races, maybe.
Yeah, and I watched Scooby-Doo and stuff like that, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, for me, it was a pillar of my childhood.
Oh, was it?
Absolutely. I would
you
watch.
were too sophisticated for it.
No. I love cartoons. There's a period of my life where I owned more cartoons than I did live action films.
Oh.
I think early on it was stuff like the Warner Brother cartoons.
Sure. I loved Animaniacs too. Even Animaniacs came out when I was in high school, and I think I've told you this story, but I would videotape them on a VCR, and then I would go back and watch them, and then I would write on note cards the date. And put it in the plastic VCR sleeve.
Oh, just really label the episodes.
I labeled the episodes and the skits in each one. I had the names of each of the skits. Yeah.
Did you have like the time marks on when they were? Okay.
No, I mean that'd be crazy to do that.
I did something very similar actually. A lot of Bugs Bunny. Daffy Duck, Sylvester. I love the Warner Brothers cartoons. To me, they were higher quality. I never cared for Hanna-Barbera.
Right. You've verbally chastised them before on this.
Yeah, they're hacks, if you ask me. So I don't care for them, but I always Warner Brothers. And then as I got a little older, like Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
And we did the Boo Boo Runs Wild. That was by John Kricfaluski, who made Ren and Stimpy.
Right.
Love Ren and Stimpy. Heavily influenced by them. And then I started, before Adult Swim, there was just like Space Ghost. It was kind of an adult-themed cartoon a little bit. Like it was a little bit more mature and for maybe older kids.
Was that when he was like it was kind of like the Carson Show, but with
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember there was a praying mantis, but I never really watched any of them.
I think what happened was like Ted Turner must have had the rights to all Hanna-Barbera stuff. So when they said, "Hey, what can we do with some of these old rights?" and said, "What's a shitty cartoon?" It's like, "Oh, Space Ghost is a shitty cartoon."
Right.
They said, "Well, let's do something with that." So it was a live-action talk show with a bunch of cartoon elements.
Okay.
And the first few seasons of that, not very good, but later it got really funny and smart, and that also heavily influenced me. So much so that I would record them just like you did Animaniacs and write. I'd put the sticker on the VHS tape and write which episodes were on there because back then that's the only way I was going to ever see them.
Right.
Right? We didn't have on demand.
No. Kids nowadays, they're so spoiled.
Oh, my God. I want it. Boom, you have it.
Right. We used to have to go, Mom, we have to be home at this time on a Saturday so I can watch this because the VCR never records the right.
And if you missed it, who knows if it'd ever be on air?
You would never know.
It's impossible to say.
And do you think that we are better off or worse off by having streaming on-demand television now? That's tough, right?
It is. I think it gives us more of a reason to, like, I don't know that anything was so important that you would ruin other plans to come home. Sometimes you would go out of your way to go home and watch something, but, like, if everyone wanted to do something, you're not going to, like, ruin plans to go do that. So, like, now, I don't know. I feel like it almost keeps us indoors more.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And
because then you binge, then you watch.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing as a cliffhanger anymore, right? There are shows like I love The Handmaid's Tale, all right? And I'm on season 2, baby. And they're only releasing one episode a week.
Oh, did they do that for the first season?
I think we got into it they were already on.
Okay. How is that?
I love it. I think it's a great show. It
Gives you a week to marinate, right?
Right. And exactly. So, like last week, there was a huge cliffhanger, and I've been waiting. I have to wait a whole week, and it keeps me like intoxicated for it.
Right. I think binging doesn't let you process what you see, and then eventually you just kind of forget. Mm-hmm. Like nothing sticks because you didn't have time to really think about it.
Right.
So I don't know.
Very good.
But anyway, I'm excited to do 10 full episodes of strictly cartoons going forward.
Yeah, let's do it.
And
let's go back to our youth.
Yeah. Before we do that, I want to mention real quick. I had an odd experience recently. I don't know if I told you about this, and I think it could relate.
Well, we don't ever talk unless we have microphones in front of us.
And I don't think I said it in front of a microphone, so I'm sure we didn't say it. But something that I think could apply to the plane. So the other day, I was at my other job, where I was a maitre d'. Right?
Yeah, you're like a busboy.
I'm a maitre.
A greeter.
You know what? Fine. If that helps you, I'm a greeter at a fancy restaurant. And my shift was over, so I have some shopping to do. I go over the bridge, over the Illinois River. And on my way back, it was about traffic time, about 4:45 in the afternoon. So it was a little slow. I mean, the traffic really doesn't exist in Central Illinois,
compared to Hollywood or Dallas or
North Hollywood
or Atlanta. I heard it's horrible in Atlanta.
I heard the same thing today, oddly enough. So I'm coming over the bridge, and it's a little slow. And halfway over the bridge, I see a bunch of stuff all over the road. And I was like, it's mud. Why is there mud all over the bridge? And furthermore, why did it just start halfway over the bridge? You would think that mud from a truck
would track all the way over the bridge.
From wherever it started, yeah. Just a ton of mud. Gross. And so I'm driving, and going pretty slow. And about halfway through the mud, I look at the ground, and I see a nose. And it's a nose that belongs to a pig. And I was like, what do we have here? And I look closely, it's not mud at all. It's pig parts. There are pig parts all over the bridge.
Oh.
Pretty gross. It was about 20, 30 feet of just parts.
Just slain pigs.
Yeah, and I look over, I'm pretty sure I saw a face, but I definitely...
Did it have a name?
I named it on the spot.
Okay, because you can't have a face with no name.
You look at a pig's nose, very recognizable. Mm-hmm. A circle with two black spots, right?
Sure, yeah, two holes.
I go, that clears up. I'm like, wow, I just drove over a bunch of pig parts. And there's a clear space for about 30 feet, and then there's another little spot.
Oh.
I found out later some guy drove over the bridge and accidentally or whatever dumped some of these pig guts all over the bridge. Luckily, I had my windows up and the air on, but some people said the smell was horrific, and I would tend to believe that.
Oh, I bet. Oh, that's disgusting.
So that got me thinking about what we do every week.
That got you thinking about what we do every week?
Got me thinking about Fabio breaking his nose with a goose. It got me thinking about Sully Sullenberger, the delicious hamburger sandwich, and how he flew through the sky and it had geese go in his engine. Right?
And landed in the lake.
Right. The miracle on the Mississippi. And I thought, what are we doing to prepare ourselves from an attack of the sort in the air?
That's true, because it happens a lot, more times than, not to us. Because here's the thing, is like we graduated top of the class, okay?
Sure.
So, and we fly higher than everybody else.
Take it to the top, but you want to be number one, you got to be on top.
Right, exactly. So we don't run into as many, everyone she'll see, we have a vulture or something. But, yeah, I guess, we do need to have a preparation plan.
Right.
For if we run into some geese and sloshins.
Mm-hmm. You get a couple of those in the engine. We both know we can fly in one engine. We know that.
Yeah. We've had to do it before, emergency landings.
You go through an entire flock. You get a couple in each engine. Those engines are dead.
Yeah.
We're dead in the sky.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, something to think about. I think I'm going to spend my shift tomorrow as a maitre d'.
Okay.
In the restaurant, thinking about different ways to strategize.
Give some protocol. Write up some protocol.
Write some standard work on it. Yeah, really.
Oh, I love that standard work.
Got to get that standard work, baby.
Standard work takes you 6 months, and nobody uses it after you release it.
As long as you hit save and your name's on there, you're golden.
Yep.
So just something to think about. Hog guts and. It was real.
It was very rough. Oh, no, I know it was real.
You heard about it.
I heard about it.
I was there. I was at Ground Pig.
I was at Ground Pig.
Pig Zero. Ground Pig Zero. Do you have any Ground Pig fan feedback?
Oh, sure do. Let's see here. Not so much. There's nothing on the hotline bling.
Stone Cold, huh?
Nope. Stone Cold said so. The first one. Let's see where we at here. This comes from Matt. He was on not too long ago.
Oh yeah.
That's the one I ate during. But he on Twitter says,
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I listened back to it. And by the way, just our friend Chris from the UK, I owe you a better episode.
I would say you do.
Yeah, it was trash.
One free of consuming
for a guy
foodstuffs, right?
Of all the people, like this guy pays on a Patreon, and I give him shit product.
That was a fun episode. Come on.
It was fun, but I was disappointed in myself.
Anytime Matt is here and you have a chicken sandwich in your mouth, you know it's going to be a good show.
Yeah. But he says on Twitter, at KebmoSlice and at Couch Pilots, listening to you guys last stop on Couch Pilots. Congrats again. That whole podcast was great. Big news. This is when Kevin and Steph were on and they announced that she was impregnated.
Yes.
By
Kevin.
Yes. Okay. Worth saying that I found myself missing. Let's try this. Always a good listen. Take care, Kebmo. Till next time. Kebmo's response was, thanks, man. And he says something about being in Indianapolis, so it doesn't make a difference. Season 13, Episode 7, Venus on the Hard Drive. On Facebook, Conrad puts 20% isn't worth it. Ha, 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 ha.
What does that mean?
I don't know. And it must have been something we referenced. But again, way too intoxicated and I forgot. By the way, folks, tonight and next week I will be podcasting sober.
I don't know if that's a plus or a minus.
It's going to be a minus for everybody, but
I think so, right?
Yeah.
What? You got more fan feedback?
Well, I just don't know if you're needing to do something.
Oh, I'm just preparing for something.
Proper preparation prevents a piss poor performance. Here we go. Dee Dee calling out some smack here on season 13, episode 8, Twisters. Dee Dee writes, Lori Garcia, okay, bitch, you're on. You have been talking that talk, but can you walk the walk? ? I'm putting up my share of the purse. Where's yours? And she sends a picture of a little Aussie pouch with Aussie money in it.
They're talking about a Money in the Bank match at the next CouchCon. I think they're going to load up a briefcase or something, or some sort of satchel with all their frequent flyer points, winner take all.
Right. On the subject of DSJ of being the referee, I think that would be a case of Northern Hemisphere bias. Why can't we get Russell Crowe or Hugh Jackman? And under no circumstances am I going to eat any of the banana custard if Bill Cosby is involved.
Well, we said a Bill Cosby type. I am really like I was looking at the prices online. I contacted Bill Cosby's agent. You'd be surprised how cheap he's going.
Oh, I bet.
So I really think not only could we get a Bill Cosby type, but we could probably get a Bill Cosby himself.
Oh, that's good.
What?
Bill Cosby himself. God, you're so smart. That's all I got. There's a couple more, but we'll save it for next week.
Okay. Well, why don't we save the boarding for right now then?
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Ding dong.
Ding dong. Yeah, what an incredible Cinderella story. This unknown comes out of nowhere to lead the pack at Augusta. He's at the final hole. He's about 455 yards away. He's going to hit about a 2-iron, I think. Oh, he got a hold of that. The crowd is standing on its feet here at Augusta. Normally the crowd is reserved. It's going wild, though, for this young Cinderella who's come out of nowhere. He's got about 350 yards left. He's going to hit about a 5-iron, it looks like. Don't you think? He's got a beautiful backswing. Oh, he's got a hold of that one. He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy. Tears in his eyes. I guess he has lines up his last shot. He's got about 195 yards left. Looks like he's got about an 8-iron. The crowd's gone deadly silent. Cinderella story. Out of nowhere, former greenskeeper, now about to become the Masters champion. It's a miracle. It's in the hole. It's in the hole. So, what do you think that's from?
I know that movie.
What do you think?
Caddyshack. Everybody's seen that movie.
Caddyshack sucks, right?
No, it doesn't suck.
It kind of sucks. I watched it a few years ago. I hated it. Bill Murray was probably the only good part in it. I
Sure.
think. And you know what the worst part is? That gopher.
Oh, he was a great dancer.
Okay, dance moves aside.
Well, are we talking acting or are we talking dance moves?
No, you're right. You're right. My apologies. Today we discuss the pilot episode of Buffy, the animated series from the year of our Lord 2004.
Great year. 2004. That was a great year. I would say it was probably a great year for the Roses. Long time. Pulling it back.
Great year for the Roses.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean?
When I say great year for the Roses, for all you new listeners who have never listened to us, that means I remember having sex in that year. I was 29 years old. 2004.
Right.
Poontang to the left of me.
Now, everyone has a left. Mm-hmm. They also have a right. What about your right?
Oh, Poontang to the right of me as well. Yeah. So guys, I could sit here all day and brag about my sex life, but I mean, really, is it worth it?
You know, we were saying you donate so much via Patreon, you get a special episode. It should just be a Blake sex talk. You could fill up a couple hours worth of content there, right?
I'll have to start making some notes and not talking on this podcast then.
It could be Bonecast. Oh, boy. Bonecast. That,
29.
2004. 29. Oh, to be 29 again. Am I right?
I wish I might be 21 tonight.
Boy, 2004, though. It was a while ago. Didn't seem like that long ago. 14 years.
Wow. It does.
So much has changed.
Yeah.
So we have so many things now that we didn't back then, right? What?
Well, Band-Aids.
Right. Yeah.
Courtney Cox.
Love Courtney Cox.
Winnie the Pooh. Mm-hmm. And
what about Tigger too?
The wonderful thing about Tigger's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And Piglet.
Do you think that's Tigger's way of just being like, I have nothing of value to add?
Oh, yeah.
Because to just take that one sentence and then turn it around again, like you're not really saying anything, you know? The wonderful thing about Tigger is Tigger's a wonderful... Okay.
But it's how you said it. The wonderful thing about Tigger's a wonderful thing. That made it great.
I think it's just all pageantry, personally.
Well, I think that's all Winnie the Pooh is.
His tail's a spring.
It sprung. Would you rather be that, or would you rather have it be your tail stapled to you?
Was it I always thought it was like a nail. Like someone put a nail in that donkey's
like a nail
asshole.
Staple, yeah.
Oof. No, I'd rather
that donkey was into some freaky shit.
I think so.
Did you see that beer that somebody brought yesterday? It's like good ass beer and it had a donkey on it.
I didn't see the donkey, but Dustin said he brought it. Did you drink it?
I drank one.
How was it?
I don't remember.
See that picture of Jacob in the pool?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Saved it on my phone.
So, I mean, there's a couple things that we have now we didn't have back then, but it doesn't really take us back there. It doesn't take us back to 2004. We have to talk about stuff that happened that year, and we have to do so in our minds because physically,
yeah, you can't go back.
You know,
that's why people that live in their past and live in the past shit, get out of it.
Get out of there.
Go head north, my friend.
You got to get out of there.
Get out.
June 2nd, Ken Jennings begins his 74-game winning streak on the syndicated talk show called Jeopardy.
Blonde guy, short hair, kind of geeky.
Yeah. I think you just described most of the people on the show.
Had a long neck.
He had a problematically long neck.
I thought so.
Yeah, he had one of those necks where he could put all those rings around it.
Right, like the people on Black Panther did.
Right.
I'm hoping.
I hope.
I never saw that movie.
Did Ken Jennings, did he beat a robot?
I guess so.
Do you remember the robot that was on Jeopardy?
Huh.
It was like it had like a mystical screen for a face. Mm-mm. And then it was just they would wheel it out and they would ask it questions. And I think Ken Jennings beat up a robot.
Huh. That's cool.
That's the modern day version of John Henry, the steel driving man. Right?
Oh, I love John Henry. He was a steel-driving man.
He beat the machine, right?
Darn right. He could do it faster.
Yeah. But the problem was, and it's almost a strike against John Henry, he got done beating the machine, he died instantly.
He died instantly. Exactly.
And the machine was like, great, you beat me. I could do this all day.
Right. I could do this all day, every day.
And I'm not going to die.
No.
But God bless John Henry. God bless Ken Jennings. God bless June 6th, the 58th Tony Awards, Avenue Q, and I Am My Own Wife win.
Never heard of either one of them.
You ever heard of Avenue Q?
Huh.
That was like they always, it's one of those where they like kind of wink at you when they say it's like Sesame Street on crack. Wink. You ever hear that when people say on crack?
No.
How about it's always it's always sunny in Philadelphia? You hear that?
I've heard of the phrase.
Well, it's a TV show.
Right.
And they
Danny
say
DeVito's on it.
Right. They say it's always sunny in Philadelphia. It's like Seinfeld on crack. Wink.
Huh.
You ever heard that on crack? You ever thought that? Okay. Well, it's an adult version, like a puppet show.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. What you like? Are you a puppet boy?
I'm a puppet master.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. You've been working me for 5-6 years now.
I love those.
Am I doing everything you desire, master? Oh, jeez. All right, moving right along. The very next day, on June 7th, Stanley Cup, Tampa Bay Lightning defeat Calgary Flames 4-3.
Was that the last game? Oh, 4-3?
I was wondering who is Stanley in Stanley Cup. I'm sure that the answer will be disappointing and boring, but I'm just curious.
It's the guy who made the Marvel comics.
Oh, it's like a Stan Lee Cup.
Yeah, it's the Stan Lee Cup.
What is his association with the NHL?
Well, he used to he came from Canada.
Stan Lee did.
Yeah, and he used to take some rocks and he would go on the pond and he would knock them around with a stick.
So not only is the namesake of the trophy for the NHL named after him, but he also invented the sport of hockey.
Yeah, that's why they named it the Stan Lee Cup, because he invented hockey.
His name is Stan Lee. Stanley. You know, I wrote it down wrong. I wrote Stanley,
Nope.
but it's Stan space Lee.
Right.
Oh, I had no idea.
Do you know what else happened on June 7th?
No.
My mom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Was she born in 2004?
No.
That'd be weird if she was.
It was. But, when you said June 7th, and I got to, shout out.
Yeah, shout that shit out. I don't know about you, Blake. I'm in 2004.
Yeah, I'm right there. Because we look at these pilots, and we can't judge them on 2018, but we put ourselves back there in our minds. We are in 2004.
We're just trying to create a level playing field for all these pilots because it's not fair to judge them.
Oh, because every one of these, if we judge them based on 2018 when we have Band-Aids, these would all be 2s or 1s.
We'd all give them one of these. No, that's not fair. That's
That's funny because when we did that, I actually farted too.
Oh, great. Can we... I haven't taken off yet. Can we open a window in here? Can we crack a window?
Well, you still have broken ones, so...
All right, let's get some of that air going through here.
Oh, much better. You're proud of yourself.
I can breathe easy. Now I know how you feel.
With the boom boom?
Every other show that you do.
There is something tantalizing about pushing that button.
Yeah, I think we need to out more drops, I think.
For couch pilots?
Just for every show needs to have access to an entire board of drops.
Don't tempt me.
What's a drop that you would like to have added?
One that says, hell no.
Yeah. I want one from that song. Take me a higher love, right?
Yeah.
But I think about it. Like I want that to be a drop.
All right. Drop it like it's hot. Folks, listeners, make that drop and email it to us. couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com.
Send it our way. We'll add it, and then every time you listen, we use it. You're like, I did that.
Yeah. I contributed to the show.
A little feather in your cap.
I'm not going to give them $1, but I will contribute to the show by sending them a drop.
That's just as good if you ask me.
To me, too.
I was 23, and you said you were 29, right?
Right.
23 is a pretty good year.
Yeah.
When I was 23,
Don't know this song.
it was a very good year. It was last year.
I found out I was queer.
No.
And full of cheer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This show is built on the back of his back, bro.
Shit. Why did we choose to watch Buffy, the animated series?
We have 4 pillars for season 14. There's 4 pillars. First, it had to be a cartoon. That's number 1. Number 1 with a bullet. Number 2, it had to be one and done. Whether it aired or not was irrelevant, but there had to be one made, and no more. And no less than one, because if there was less than one, there would be zero.
We're not watching nothing.
Right. I do that every day. And then we have to be able to find it on the interwebs, because you can't watch something you can't find. And finally, it's got to be free, baby. You say baby?
I have been known to say baby.
I say baby too. And there you go. 4 pillars. We got 4.
4. So you probably say, okay, great. All that's great. I know what you're watching. Blah, blah, blah. Obla dee, obla da. But where can I find this show to watch for myself? Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice. And then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our shoutouts. Sorry, my lung capacity is shot. Or go to YouTube, and you know what to do, Tube.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Fly in the friendly sky.
Classically blue links.
Man, you all right?
Classically blue links.
Kind of sound like Grover. Remember when he dressed up as like the superhero?
Yeah, he had almost like a knight's
helmet and a
thing.
cap.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Summary of the pilot. In this unaired pilot, Buffy is attacked by a vampire in an alley. Later, Giles informs Buffy, Xander, and Willow that they will have to miss the party that they were planning on attending because the followers of a being named Morgalla are planning on an apocalypse. Also, Buffy is attacked by a dragon.
The end. Like that summary is exactly what we watched.
And is longer than the show itself.
Yes, exactly. Folks, you're going to love this. This pilot was only 3 minutes and 35 seconds long.
This is a great thing. Like, if you were thinking, I need to watch one of these pilots, watch this one.
Yeah.
It's 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, you're going to watch more commercials watching the recently canceled Roseanne.
This is very timely at the time of this recording. Let's talk about that.
I haven't read up. I don't know exactly what the tweets were said.
Do you did you watch the new Roseanne?
Oh yeah, I've been watching it. Yeah,
It's good, right?
Oh yeah, I really liked it.
I feel like today, out of like some days, I feel like maybe I'm living in an alternate universe. I feel like today is one of those days because like it's like Roseanne, you haven't been relevant for a while. You're relevant again. Oh, and you fucking blew it. You fucking blew it, you fat bitch. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You think she did it on purpose?
No. Oh, well, I mean, maybe subconsciously. People have a self-destruct button sometimes.
She's like, I liked it better when nobody was talking about me.
Oh, my God. The show was fun, and I liked it. I hate sitcoms. That's a classic sitcom formula, and I was watching it. I liked it.
And John Goodman looked great.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, too. Like, so I was telling you, I just mounted a TV last night. Right? Fuck the television set. Anyway, I put it on the wall, and I turned on the TV, and Seth Meyers was on, and he had John Goodman on. And John Goodman's like, and it might have been a repeat, I don't know, but John Goodman was there, like, oh, it's great to be back with the cast. And 12 hours later, Roseanne sticks an entire foot into her mouth and fucks her sitcom.
Is Darlene the dark-haired one?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she cute?
In a
weird, like, gothy kind of way.
I had a crush on her way back when. She was probably like a year or two, maybe a few years older than me. And I always had a crush on her because she was sarcastic and she was cool.
Both of the things that you are.
Oh, that's pretty funny to say. But I didn't like, back then I wasn't walking around with a boner thinking, oh, I love cute girls. I was like, oh, this girl's cool.
Right.
Right?
You liked her because she was cool, not so much.
She was sarcastic. Ooh, I like her.
Yeah.
I still like, she's great and she is cute.
Yeah. I think she looks cute.
It's too
and
bad
she's a lesbian.
Oh,
right?
she's super gay. She's gayer. Like Ellen DeGeneres is jealous of how gay that girl is.
Nice.
And it was actually she's an executive producer on the show because she helped get it all back together.
All these people are losing their jobs because of one fat fucking person's big mouth.
Oh, okay.
Well, not even mouth. It was a tweet.
Her fucking forefinger. Let me say this to you. The Sopranos. I love The Sopranos, right? The 7th season rolls around. James Gandolfini, he's the star of the show. He says, I don't want to do it anymore. This is the end. So they write the whole thing, building up to an end. It's over. Everyone else on the show was like, hey, this is the greatest thing ever. Let's keep doing this.
Right. Why does one guy get to decide?
So I was listening to Adam Carolla a while back. I stopped listening to him for some reason. I don't know why. But a while back he was saying, what if they just took him out and just put a new guy in there?
Yeah.
and just
have a new boss come and like take over.
Oh no, have it play his character.
Oh,
And no one says anything about it, and they just move along with the new character. Everyone else is the same.
they do it on soap operas all the time.
Could they do that with Roseanne? Is quite literally the same exact thing. James Gandolfini is The Sopranos. Take him out, put a new guy in. Does the show last? Can you do that with Roseanne? I don't think that you can.
I don't think you can. No.
It's such a bummer because the show was fun.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
Oh, it was so great to revisit all that shit.
Yeah.
They even had Crystal on the show. Don't say it like that. She's not a piece of ass. Are you telling me you jerking off to Crystal?
Did you see her in her little
Casino
outfit?
Yes, we
you
did.
tell me you wouldn't jerk off to that.
I'd fuck Crystal in
Thank
a New
you.
York minute. Oh my god.
Hey, Roseanne! Today's my last day of work.
Roseanne, I'm Mary Dan's father. Remember that? 1991? Didn't she marry his father? Isn't that?
I think so.
Anyway, yeah, that's a bummer. She said, I think she made a comment about a former aide or something of Barack Obama. She said she looked like if someone from the Muslim kingdom mated with someone from the Planet of the Apes, and so people, of course, it's blown out of proportion.
butthurt.
It's blown out of proportion, but it was a dumb thing to say. Like,
There was no point to it.
you're on a network. You have a television program.
You're making millions of dollars.
You have
Shut
a legacy.
your mouth.
Disable your accounts, you fucking moron. Good God. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm sorry.
You're right.
Interesting facts.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Interesting facts.
I don't know. Well,
Question mark? These are facts that Jason has dug up on the interwebs. He has brutally taken time out of his busy schedule. He could be doing other stuff.
there's so much stuff that I neglect.
Yeah, and he finds these facts, and he's going to give these facts to you. And please, do not comment on these facts. I do not want anyone commenting on these facts.
You're going to ruin it for the guy next to you, and that's not fair to him.
How are you going to ruin it, Jason?
But I know you start saying things that they wouldn't know, and you show emotion for it, and eventually you're going to taint that. Are you okay?
Sober or drunk, that's still funny.
Do you want to try this beer?
No.
It's just a sip.
Nah. All right.
It's a Nashville, from Nashville.
No, sorry.
All right, fine. All right. I mean, how often I went to Nashville this past weekend?
No,
right?
yeah. Believe me, I'm just.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm keeping sober for the fans.
Just see if I offer you beer in the future. All right, you fucker. Anyway, all right. Interesting.
Just
facts.
give it here, Christ's sake.
Okay, that's the spirit. I'm the devil on your shoulder. Oh yeah, drink it up. Oh, yeah. That's not bad, right? I don't like lagers. That's not bad though.
It's not too bad. I'll take a lager drink. I'll take a vodka drink.
I take a Nashville drink. I take an interesting facts. The entire cast of the original series were to reprise their roles, except for Sarah Michelle Gellar. She refused to participate because she felt the original series ended the story effectively.
No, so she was Buffy, right?
She was Buffy.
Okay, and so the TV show was on, and all the people from the TV show came and did the voices for this.
Yes, and I think it was only 3 other people at the time,
okay.
but there was a lot more that they could have integrated into it for sure. While the show never aired, the story was made into a comic book and was included in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 8 graphic novel at the end of Volume 4 as a dream sequence. Ooh. Joss Whedon, the creator of Buffy, and Jeff Loeb wrote the pilot. Additional scripts were written by Jane Espenson, Stephen S. DeKnight, Drew Z. Greenberg, Douglas Petrie, and Rebecca Kirshner. They were ready to go. They say, you give us the green light, unlike the police's red light, and we're going to we got a bunch of scripts ready to go.
Oh, so they had all the scripts ready to go. They just needed the green light.
And, yeah. What's that?
You just said that. I don't know why.
I virtually said exactly the same
and I just repeated it.
But they're saying, you tell us you want to make this. We're ready. Look at all these beautiful scripts we have.
Now, you don't have to wait for scripts. We just got to draw it now.
Let's get those Asian kids to draw this shit, right? Pennies on the dollar. The series was originally scheduled to premiere in 2002 on Fox Kids, but Fox sold their children's programming division during pre-production. Fox tried to sell the series to many networks, but none of them would pick it up. In 2004, a 4-minute pilot was made, but still no network would buy it. Fact. What's the difference between a fact and a factoid?
Factoid's ticklish.
Don't get me started. I am so ticklish. just like right here.
I know. And on your feet, you do something.
Don't stop. I was just thinking about it. I'm like,
Very good.
In an interview with TV Guide in September 2005, Whedon announced the series was effectively dead.
Wanted, dead or alive. Will Wheaton said that?
Joss Whedon.
It's Will's brother.
Yeah. So, yeah. During the Buffy EW, which I assume is Entertainment Weekly, reunion in 2017, the cast remarked that one of the few ways they would ever reconsider returning to the world of Buffy would be an animated series, to which Sarah Michelle Gellar expressed interest. However, all agreed that a revival of the series would be dependent on Joss Whedon, who remarked that had moved on from producing Buffy media for television.
You think he was butthurt because this didn't go over?
I
think this was so rich and didn't make it didn't matter?
I think that's definitely part of it. And, he directed the first Avengers movie. Joss Whedon did. So he's like, it's nothing to shake a stick at. He's got plenty of things.
Like, I got things going. I got things in the pot.
I don't have to worry about this fucking little animated bullshit.
I don't know.
Anyway, Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got some Twitter responses.
I did.
Ooh.
This is not from Buffy. I got a late response from the previous episode, Ghost Watch.
Oh, okay.
So, like I always say, this is hey, we're Couch Pilots podcast. We talk about TV shows that had one episode. And I said to this guy, next up for us is Ghost Watch. We're excited to watch it, and we're wondering if you had any fun or interesting stories you'd want to share. Thanks. Hope to hear from you. Well, we heard back from some people last week, and then this week we heard from Mike Ayton. He played the sound recordist. You remember that? They had the video guy, they had the sound guy, and the reporters.
I think he trips over at some point. He trips and falls.
I think so. I think this is him. He says, well, there are many rumors about it being nominated for a BAFTA, which is a British Academy of Film and Television Arts Award. Then that the nomination being squashed by the powers at the BBC, who thought it a hot potato, a.k.a. a piece of shit. I had to wear so much sun cream at weekends when windsurfing during the next 6 weeks of filming, so I didn't develop a tan.
I don't get it.
Well, they recorded it over a series of time, so he had for continuity. He could not go spend up too much time in the sun without heavily putting sun cream on him, so his complexion wouldn't change during the shoot.
Okay, I got it.
I said, "Ha! Too funny. Thank you for getting back with us, and enjoy the windsurfing." So that was cool.
Yeah.
Another little a Twitter response, not necessarily for this episode per se, but a Twitter response.
We'll put it on our board of fame.
Put it on the board. You know what? Sometimes I say put it on the hyper uppercut.
Greetings, humans. We are interrupting your scheduled program to let you know of our plans for domination. Hyper Uppercut has infiltrated your audio canals in the Fakakta Comedy Network to penetrate your minds with lewd humor.
Any attempts to stop our transmission of subpar video game news will result in immediate listening device failure, resulting in injury or possibly death from laughter or boredom. Join us at Hyper Uppercut.
Cut. Love Hyper Uppercut. Love those guys. Check them out. They do their drafts, and that's interactive. Like, the fans interact and they vote every week on Facebook. So follow them on Facebook so you can join in on those, and then check out their normal episodes where they talk all kinds of stuff.
Video games and what have you, right?
Yep. Love that what have you.
So much what have yous out there.
Achoo! Sorry.
Oh, what have you?
What have you too?
And also with you. Not a lot going on here, right?
Yeah, and I actually texted you. You were on your way back from the great state of Nashville. Mm-hmm. And
the 51st state.
I was like, hey, buddy, I know you're driving, but hey, I think you sent me a unclassically blue link. And I said it's only about 3.5 minutes. And you go, hell yeah, it is. So I'm excited.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
This, yes, before we had watched, I cannot remember what it was called. I could look it up here, but remember it was a cartoon that was short before.
Yeah.
And it was about a lady, and it was in the future, and in the sky, it had kind of steampunk elements, and the creator, Micah Wright, got back with us. And that was only like 6-7 minutes.
Oh, that's the one. Was it that the one with the kid?
Yeah.
And the dad?
It was a pun on their last name. I cannot remember the name of it. Yeah, Constant Pain. Nice, very good.
You know what? High five that shit.
That's exactly what it was. And that was only like 6-7 minutes, I think.
Right.
This is far and away the shortest pilot we've ever had.
This is 3.5 minutes, and it is like normally we take notes. I was overwhelmed, and
I hit pause on this more than any other one I've ever done, just to make sure I get as many notes as possible, knowing the limited amount of time I have.
It is fast. It's very fast moving.
Yeah. You can't blink. Usually I blink, and it takes about 3.5 minutes, so I could not blink at all during the viewing of this.
You might want to go to the doctor for that.
Yeah, I will. Buffy the Animated Series, Sunnydale. This is where the movie takes place. This is where the television show takes place. So it's
Sunnydale, where
show
Buffy lives. This is a hot vampire chick. Can you tell me how to get to Sunnyville?
Sunnydale. Night. A chase. A man is chasing a woman. He turns into a vampire.
Yeah, he's like, run. And she takes off running. Scared the shit out of me.
It turns out he was chasing the wrong broad.
Did not know that.
What do you mean?
I did not know that was the wrong broad. I thought that was Buffy.
No, it was. Like, he didn't know. Maybe he knew it was Buffy.
Oh, he thought it was just some
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to eat this bitch real quick.
Okay.
I was like,
when you said the wrong woman, you mean like the wrong woman.
No, like, he's messing with the wrong broad, right?
See, I thought you meant he's chasing the wrong woman. Like, he's... Okay. All right, now I'm with you now.
That's what I meant. She does some, like, fancy dancing, like, off of platforms.
She's
and walls
hardcore parkour and
Yeah.
karate all at once.
Yeah.
She was kung fu before kung fu was kung fu.
She stakes that fool right in his heart.
And he was like a real husky dude, and then like all of a sudden his face turned evil, like weird.
Did you ever watch that show?
What?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yeah.
I'm
not gay.
I saw probably a couple episodes. My brother was super into it. I didn't really care for it, but that was the part of that show. Like, I don't think their bodies change at all, except their faces, and they would show the animation of it happening. And so basically, they just look like they had a bunch of extra lumps in their face. That's what it looks like. And I feel like it was pretty true to form in the cartoon.
Yeah. And they have the big fight, and basically Buffy kicks his ass
pretty quickly. Yeah, she dispatches him instantly. The next scene, again, very quick. Buffy, Willow, and Xander enter they enter what looks like a library. And from having seen the show, I'm pretty sure it's part of the school, because Giles was like the librarian of the school.
Okay.
And so they all that was kind of their HQ, was going to the school library, and they're kind of having they're excited about a party. They come in talking about an event coming up.
Right. And is it Sandy or Sander?
Xander is the boy.
He wants to go to the dance, and Giles makes a joke about the girl's outfit.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah.
I think I blinked.
Something about you don't want to wear the same thing as another girl or something like that.
Right. Now, so you haven't seen Buffy at all, so
No.
you don't know. Okay. Do you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
I have seen it, yes.
I've seen it a few times as well. Is the girl in it, Allison Hannigan? She was married
The
to
American Pie girl.
Yeah,
Who stuck a flute in a pussy.
that's exactly right.
That's all you had to say.
Pussy flute, and you would know what I'm talking about. She plays Willow, and that's one of the first places I really had seen her. That in American Pie, I always had a huge crush on her.
Oh, yeah, she's cute.
Oh my god, she's adorable. So the cartoon doesn't help at all, because she's totally cute in this too. So Giles, is he from the J. Giles band? You know?
Yeah, they, their famous song was
CoverGirl.
Vampire, vampire, a vampire baby wants to put her teeth in my taint.
Vampires bite the taints, huh? Mm-hmm. I think it's smart. It's like
it's very tainty. The little vampires, they can't reach up to your neck. They just bite your taint.
I thought it was like a guy who shoots heroin between his toes. You can't see it, so you get you go right at the taint. No one's looking at the taint. Anyway, he's basically saying, "Hey guys,
There's an apocalypse coming.
Yeah, I think he's called like the Watcher or the Viewer. He's got some name that's like his title, but yeah, he's like something's about ready to go down. And this is Morgala is a being on this planet that is being worshipped, and she's going to bring about this apocalypse. Guys, I got to get ready for this.
Can't go to this party.
No.
And they're all like, shucky darns.
Well, they're not even really paying attention to it. He's talking this big mess about the end of the world, and the kids really aren't even paying attention. They're just talking about the party.
And then this is when a dragon just comes crashing through
Yeah.
the overhead windows, and it swoops Buffy up.
It's right before the dragon comes in that I'm listening to the Buffy character talk. I'm like, she actually does a very good Sarah Michelle Gellar impersonation. She sounds a lot like it.
I also noticed on this that she's got a choker on with a cross, but the cross is not connected to the choker.
Oh, no?
There was no line or anything.
Oh, the liberties we take with cartoons. There's another timely line that's in here. This is so he's like, "Hey, watch out for this Morgala. She's the bad guy." And she says something. She mistakes the word Morgala for Morgan Freeman. Did you hear that?
Oh, I think I did. Yeah.
And now Morgan Freeman is like in trouble for sex stuff. So no.
This is pretty cool. Sex stuff.
But the dragon crashes through the window and he eats Buffy.
He just puts her in his mouth.
No one seems like
stunned.
Yeah, they're like, huh.
Nobody's even got like glass in their face or anything because that's a lot of glass.
A lot of glass. The whole ceiling.
Yeah, and nope.
Xander just like cracks a joke after his friend is eaten by a dragon.
And the dragon takes off, and then she goes up in the air, and then all of a sudden Buffy pries his mouth open, and she's standing there. She's like, "Not this time, buddy.
Not this time, pal. No, thank you, sir." Punches the dragon in the face, and it's over.
That's it. No, yeah, because she punches him in the face, and she starts to fall from the sky, and then she punches at the screen, and that's when the Buffy the Vampire Slayer logo comes up.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah,
and that's it. So 3.5 minutes. Where is there an opportunity for turbulence?
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
First and foremost, obviously, by your description of this and my description of this, you have more Buffy knowledge than I do. So you were able to tie some strings together from this cartoon, and people wise and what they were and kind of thing. Me, no, it was just a hot looking drawing. And some dragons.
That's good though, right? There are people far more learned on the Buffy subject than I am.
Right.
So you got me with very limited knowledge, and you with no knowledge. That's probably a good thing that we have these two different views coming into this thing.
Well, and mine was just my turbulence was that what's going on? Who are these people? Who are these characters? What?
You have nothing to base anything off.
All of a sudden there's a grown man in a library with 3 high school students.
Yeah.
And a black dragon comes down.
Oh, every man. That's a couple pornos I've seen start just like that. Well, I'll tell you what, in a Q&A with The Hollywood Reporter on May 16, 2003, Joss Whedon explained, he says, "We just couldn't find a home for it. We had a great animation director, great visuals, 6 or 7 hilarious scripts from our own staff, and nobody wanted it. I was completely baffled. I felt like I was sitting there with bags of money, and nobody would take them from me. It was a question of people either not wanting it or being able to put up the money because it was not a cheap show. One thing I was very hardline about was I did not want people to see it if it looked like crap. I wanted to be on the level with Animaniacs or Batman the Animated Series. That's a little pricier, but I just don't think it's worth doing unless it's beautiful to look at as well as fun."
Yeah, and I would say that it had I say the animation was a cross between Batman the Animated Series and like Scooby Doo. How it was very like they both had really good art. But it was, it just had that feel. It was kind of grainy, like color-wise, it was grainy and dark. But yeah.
The Batman the Animated Series, it won like daytime Emmys and stuff. Like it's renowned for its art style, and rightfully so. It was very good. Hanna-Barbera, on the other hand, I think is kind of known for being the cheaper side of things. Like a lot of times you would just see people's mouths moved, and that was it. I can understand him saying, it is not going to be cheap if we want it to look as good as I expect it to look.
Right.
So maybe there was a price point in there that just said, we can't accommodate this. There's nothing proven that this will work. Right now, people who are watching your show, they're going to be kids, probably 14 to 22. This is who's watching Buffy.
Right.
But cartoon-wise, you're going to have kids watching between 8 and 14, you know? Is that translate? Is it worth it? It's a crapshoot that these kids will gravitate towards this?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that's it. What would you, from the very few minutes that it was there, is there anything that you would change from watching it?
My hands are kind of tied here because there wasn't enough there for me to make an opinion. You know, I didn't have any. To me, it was just a snippet of action because I had no context clues of what was going on.
Well, that's something you can't take away from it, though, right? There was a lot of action.
Oh, there was tons of action.
Yeah.
I put that. I said very quick, cutting animation.
Mm-hmm. That's probably what they wanted to do too. You know,
Oh, yeah.
give a sense of who these characters
The
were.
fight seems like
the drama and action. Let's get
Yeah.
let's get everything we can in these 3.5 minutes.
And I could, if I saw this thing going forward, we would see a lot of those fight scenes with those quick. The fight scene was good.
Yeah.
For an animated series.
I agree. Oh boy, let's see what other people say.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
IMDb score. You know the rules, but will you play the game? What is the score?
6.5.
It's a 7.3 from 281 ratings.
Wow.
Viewer reviews. Not really Buffy. This is from Horst and Translation from November 9th of 2015. The title of this 4-minute movie basically says it all. This is 4-minute cartoon is an animated take on the successful Buffy television series that was done roughly 1 year after the live-action series ended. They basically got all the actors from the real series voicing their animated selves in here except one exception. Or with one exception, rather. Sarah Michelle Gellar. She was not on board to voice the title character, and while it looked okay early on, the ending was really strange with Buffy being abducted by a huge black dragon-like creature, but manages not to get swallowed, and opens up the beast's mouth from inside before the film ends. This had really nothing to do with Buffy the way we know her. Good for them for trying to take a different route, as they could certainly not have topped the live-action series anyway. But I do not think that this is the right way to go. I'm sorry.
No, how many seasons was the real Buffy?
I think 7 or 8.
Okay, and this guy is trying to compare it to something that was on for 6, 7, or 8 seasons. Mm-hmm. And 3. Okay, all right.
Anyway, maybe after Buffy
nerds.
got swallowed after the film ended, as this was not taken up for further episodes and stayed a one-time short movie, I'm not too mad about it because judging from this one here, I would not have been too interested in more episodes. Not recommended.
That's stupid. That guy's...
I would recommend this solely on its length.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even if it sucked, I'd be like, fucking 3.5 minutes, watch it.
Well, it's probably one of those things where they just said, okay, let's take a chunk out of our first script. Let's just take 3 or 4 minutes out and get it all drawn up and animated because it is expensive. Mm-hmm. So we haven't sold it yet. Let's give them something to look at.
Let's give them something to talk about.
What do they call those? Like when you go to pitch a TV show and you kind of film some stuff like a reel, something like
I don't know,
like a spec reel or something. Just kind of give them an idea what they would see.
Right. I can't think of the name.
All right, fuck me, right?
Yeah. Buffy That Never Was. This is from Waken Pain. Ooh, wait, there's the word pain again. From September 28th of 2010. I can actually see this Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a cartoon because it was all about demons and vampires and stuff from horror movies, but if anyone here is a Buffy fan, they know it's not scary. I hope no Buffy fan is scared by it. Anyone who's seen this would immediately know that it is definitely for kids that are younger than the original Buffy fans. You may be wondering why I took a look at it. It was because I wanted to see how another incarnation of Buffy would be. Well, it could have been shit. And it wasn't as good as the original, of course. Joss Whedon should have made another live-action spin-off like Faith the Vampire Slayer, which would be much more interesting than Buffy. Not that Buffy's boring. It's either a spin-off of Angel called Spike. Wow, if Joss Whedon is reading this, which I doubt, he's got 2 other series on his hands. Giselle Lauren is a great Sarah Michelle Gellar voice impressionist, to be honest, and I couldn't tell the difference between the two until I looked at the cast. They sort of ruined Xander's character in this, but besides him...
How do you ruin somebody's character? He was in it for less than 2 minutes.
Like 3 lines, yeah. But in this, besides him being... He's more bumbling in this than in the other series when he's the one that cracks corny jokes in the library. I'm only referencing season 1, 2, and 3. But in this And they completely missed his character. Well, kids wouldn't have understood 7/8 of the jokes, so the whole talk about me actually having seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer as a cartoon just for the effects. Joss Whedon, this is your worst show if it was made.
These fucking nerds have to have. They get. God damn it! It makes me mad. I mean, he what he wrote. He could have watched this cartoon 17 times.
Yeah, I think so.
And they're saying they're comparing a taint to a boob.
The time factor of this pilot is playing in big time, if you ask me.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Bing
welcome to
bong.
FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11, and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Do you think we're in hell?
We've been in hell. Why?
Because I'm listening to that announcement, and like every time it's like it's always 69 degrees. Like we're in some sort of perpetual existence.
No, it's a joke on
So we're not in hell.
sexual position. No, it's a joke on the sexual position 69.
Oh, like two oral sexes at once.
Right.
Okay, that's actually okay. That's a big load off because I was thinking, what if we were in some sort of like, what's that thing between heaven and hell? Purgatory.
Oh, purgatory.
Yeah, maybe like we're in a purgatory situation.
No, we have too many friends to be in purgatory.
Okay.
All right.
I guess.
Don't be nervous. See, you watch this. This show is built in the back of his purgatory barbs. You got scared because you watched this and you're worried about demons and dragons and stuff.
I get very scared.
You very scared, little boy.
I get very, very scared. 1 to 7. Those are all numbers. They exist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are real because we created them as a people to measure things. And measure this pilot, we will.
We will measure this pilot. You ready?
Well, first of all, we have to say that these numbers mean nothing more than the characters from the hit television show from the 90s called Wings. You remember
Brian
that show?
Hackett,
Oh,
number
yeah.
7.
And number 1, you had a Roy Biggins. Every single character and every pilot falls somewhere in between there. So, Captain Philip, rest assured, I turn to you. How do you rate Buffy the Animated
I
Series?
didn't know anything about Buffy. I didn't know what the hell was going on, who these people were.
Yeah.
Why this girl had a cross on her neck that wasn't connected to anything. At first, I thought it was a tattoo, but I saw a good fight scene where she kicked this dude's ass in an alleyway,
Yeah.
and then I saw this big, huge fucking dragon come down.
Yeah.
And then I saw her punch a dragon in the face.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, my favorite part was the ending when she's falling down and she punches at the screen and the thing. I can't. It's too short for me to talk bad about it. The guy is trying to sell it. Mm-hmm. They took a snippet of the first script. This was going to be a whole story. I right down the middle. A 4.
Gotta give it a 4. Okay.
I got to. It's,
Okay. I think we can do one higher. And
One
give
you
it.
higher?
I'm
I'm gonna do one you higher.
5.
Okay.
This is a 5.
This show is built in the back of his burp scores.
How do you know if you've lost your tonsil? I think I lost my tonsil.
Just now, or you've lost
Just right
it?
now. Right now.
Okay.
Something rattled down my gullet.
Oh, it went down instead of out?
Yep.
Ooh, good.
I'll have to crap that out, I think.
Yeah, hopefully it goes out that tube and not the other
I'll
tube.
have to pee out a tonsil? Ugh. That's worse than when I played quarters and had to pee out a quarter.
Ouch.
Yeah, that sucked.
You didn't play the game right.
Nope, I did not. This was a fun and exciting little piece of animation. I can see the parallels between that artistically and the Batman the Animated Series. So to me, there's a quality of animation here. That's good. There's an existing property in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which they are kind of veering off of, and with animation, the sky is the limit.
Yeah,
they can do weird things like
Yeah.
giant dragons.
Yeah, we have no idea where this was going to go. We don't have those 7 scripts. If Will Wheaton would have sent us some of those scripts, we could have read them, and then we could have said, oh, okay, now this is shit.
There are things that you can get away with in animation that you cannot in live action. And they had an opportunity to do that here. And I think a real opportunity, too, to grow that audience. Even there are people my age and a little younger who are diehard Buffy fans to this day.
Right.
Paul Scheer being one of them. I don't know if you know that about him.
Yeah.
But boy, you could have got the previous generation too. If you just made this cartoon and took away some of the more violent, like the stake in the heart, they would maybe have to think of something else to do there, because that is pretty violent.
Sure.
For a kid. But they could have taken this
Stake
property.
in the heart, 'cause you're a vampire. Buffy, you give demons a bad name. This show is built on the back
Holy
back
God.
burps, and I think he's hurting himself.
There's 2 tonsils now.
There's 2 tonsils? I think you only have 1
I
tonsil.
have something else went. Whatever's back there.
Is it that thing on the back of your throat, that little thing that hangs down?
The hangy ball?
Yeah, I think it's weird, isn't it? It's like your throat clit. What's it used for?
For coming in your mouth. This had potential. This had elements of things you didn't see on TV with in cartoons.
Right, you've already, like you said, you've already got all these people that are Buffy fans. Go back to an age group before, get them interested in the cartoon. They'll go back and watch the TV show. You can sell more merchandise. Here we go, baby.
Shows like that have lifelong fans. Someday in the future, there will be another Buffy the Vampire Slayer series.
There is.
There is already?
Yeah, because if you let this go on YouTube, it'll go to the next one, and it's the intro to about 4 or 5 years later, they did a different one.
A cartoon?
Yeah.
Of Buffy?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. I didn't come across that at all.
That was right after it.
Huh. Interesting. Anyway.
Interesting fact. You can say that because we're not in the section.
Oh, thank you. You give it a 4. I give it a 5. And with that, we close the book on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the animated series. And we'll never talk of that show again.
Ever.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Welcome to Eltingville. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. The comic misadventures of 4 boys who are big fans of comic books, toys, trading cards, and science fiction. You can find the entire episode of Welcome to Eltingville by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or go to YouTube.
And you know what to do, Tube.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah.
I kind of have that voice, don't I? Like,
You know what to do, Tube.
you know what to do, Tube.
You're like the Nate Dogg of podcasting. Smoke weed, let me dig. Now we say, if you're still listening, won't you please contact us?
Yeah, there's many ways to contact us. CouchPilotspodcast.com. That's our one-stop shop. That's the hub. You can listen to shows on there. You can go to our Twitter from there. You can go to our Facebook. You can go to our Instagram from there. You can also go to youtube.com/couchpilots podcast, and you can listen to the shows on there. We have some old episodes that we did the video for. You can check those out.
You can see that on the website, huh? Oh, no, you said YouTube.
On
I'm sorry.
YouTube.
Yeah.
That's only if you know what to do, Tube. And then, but most of all, we have, and you can email us at couchpilotspodcast@gmail.com. Send us some information. If you have a pilot you want us to watch, send it over to us. So we just had our friend from the UK send us an email with some classically bluings, and we watched it.
Hell yeah, we'll do the same for you. No, hey, you know what? No questions asked.
Right. We don't ask questions. But most importantly, we have a dial-in number. We'd love when folks call in the dial-in number. We'll play it on our show. It's really easy to remember. It's 910 Pilots 1.
Yep.
And that number is easily decoded to be.
You got to decode it. Take 910 Pilots 1, send it through the decoder. I guarantee every time it's going to come out 910-745-6871. Leave us a voicemail. We want to hear from you.
Yep.
Do you want to hear from them?
I would love to. And you get frequent flyer points. That's one thing we didn't even talk about either earlier.
Oh, love frequent
We
flyer
have a
points.
frequent flyer program. You earn points for downloading the show, listening to the show, interacting with the show, calling into the show, emailing the show, rating the show, subscribing. You get points all the time.
All of that, it can be like tracked electronically. But even if you physically walk up to your best friend, you give him a high five. It usually sounds like this. And then you follow it up by, hey, listen to Couch Pilots. There's nothing electronic about that transaction at all. But the pachinko machine that we have here that calculates everything, Couch Pilots, knows all, and it will give you frequent flyer points for even just telling a friend.
Yep. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it with a stick. You know what? I wouldn't even try.
Ooh. I ever talk about the time that I used to say, it's better than a stick in the eye. I used to say that all the time.
No, I've never.
And then one Thanksgiving, my brother came to Thanksgiving dinner, and his eye was all fucked up. He was walking through some bushes and got a stick in the eye.
Oh my God!
I don't say that no more.
Whew. Yeah, it's a bad juju, right? If you like what you hear here, and you say, you know what, free is too good of a price, I'd love to pay something more. Go to Patreon / Couch Pilots. Is it Couch Pilots or Couch Pilots Podcast?
It's just Couch Pilots.
We have different levels, different ways you can interact with the show, different rewards that we give back to you. The show's free forever. If you want to listen to it like that, that's fine. The least we can ask for you is that you just contact us once in a while and say, hey, great job, or hey, I love this, or I like that, or hey, I don't like this.
Right.
Maybe Jason should stop burping so much.
Maybe Blake should get back on sauce.
Yeah, sauce it up a little bit. But if you want to pay us to continue doing the show, we would gladly take your money.
We'd appreciate it.
We're not too proud to take a few bucks a month.
It keeps the lights on.
Go to the page, check out all the different awards. A lot of cool stuff here. Blake, do you have anything positive that you'd like to give out to the fans at the end of the show here today?
It's summer, all right? Summer has sprung. Mm-hmm. Just be good to each other. Have a good time. And stay hydrated.
You got to stay hydrated.
And I'll tell you what, from experience this weekend, stay hydrated and also put on some sunscreen.
Oh,
you got to put some sunscreen on. Get your best buddy. Have him rub it all over your back, your shoulders, and your neck.
Oh, on the back side. And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it is always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, I'll see you next time.
Love ya.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.